Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. Your monthly subscriptions help out with the channel. If you're interested in subscribing, please feel free to go over to patreon.com and choose a subscription level. There are readings over there that are available to you depending on the level that you choose, and also you get the daily forecast a day early. So if this is something that you enjoy or that you watch regularly, it's a great way to support and sort of give thanks, I guess, and give back. So if you don't have finances to do that, please feel free to share the video. Please hit the thumbs up button. It's very important that you do that. If more people do that as they're watching, if they're enjoying it, then YouTube will see that and show my video to more people. So that also greatly helps. You can feel free to leave questions or comments. This is a broad spectrum reading for the greater collective, for the highest good, hopefully. So if anything in here pertains to your life or makes sense, you have to figure out where it fits in your life. Also, if you make any decisions after having watched this video in regards to your own life, that is your own personal responsibility. If it doesn't make sense or it doesn't fit, that's completely fine too. It just might mean that you're working on something different, or you might be on a different trajectory, and that's totally a-okay. This video is for the 13th, Tuesday of October, is the original creation date for it. It is also created with the intention of the highest good for the greater collective, therefore it's a message that can be used whenever you see it. So if you're seeing it on a date that it's not the 13th, that's completely fine. Still listen to what the words have to say. If it still fits in your life, please, by all means, utilize it, make the best of it, take what you need and kind of leave the rest. So it is a timeless reading in that way. So you don't have to get stuck on the date. Alright, so let's see what the cards are telling us. We had, I don't even want to mention the first name, because if she shows back up, I'm going to be like, what? So let's see who we get first before I say anything. Okay, so we had her last week. Alright, so we are in a powerful time. This is one of the literary witches of the deck. And in this deck, it is an oracle deck. Since 2020 has been such a strange month, for those of you that are new viewers of mine, 2020 has been such a strange month. I normally do one tarot and one oracle and pair them together. This month I decided, because it's October, we went back to our this favorite deck of the group, the Literary Witches, and I paired it with another oracle deck, right? 2020 has been such a crazy year, why not have two oracle decks? So, those of you who regularly watch that know that, but for those of you that might be new to me, that's why we're doing it this way. In this deck, there's almost, I believe, 70 cards in this oracle deck, which is a rather sizable oracle deck. To me, it's similar to a tarot deck. And they have the Literary Witches, which are, I consider to be sort of like their major arcana, right? So whenever we get a Literary Witch card, to me, it means it's going to be a bit of a more impactful day. There might be more energy around whatever it is that we're learning. There might be harder lessons or stronger symbols, signs, things that cannot be denied. That's sort of a that's what the cards sort of represent. Now, on Sunday's reading, if you guys are regularly watching, we kicked off the week with a Literary Witch card, and also the same Literary Witch showed up yesterday, which was Gertrude Stein. So that message was definitely trying to be driven home about shifting our perspective, right? And that was her word. Maria Sabina, we saw last week, her word is healing. So to me, I also feel like because we saw her last week and we're seeing her yet again, there's something that we're working on. And this might sound a little bit, I don't want to say subtle or subliminal, but I feel like this card is back again from last week. Like, I feel like Maria is here to tell us that whatever we're working towards, it will have like sort of a profound healing for us, right? Now, last week when I saw her, she felt a little bit more disconnected, like her pieces felt more disparate, right? We have the hands up here, the feet down here, and we have all of this sort of flowers, hummingbirds, a cougar of some sort, a wolf, and it's kind of like she's sort of connecting not only her mind, body, and spirit together, but also to that of the natural world, right? This sort of symbols where spirit can reach us through nature, animals, that sort of a thing. Now, I feel like she's still doing that, right? But I feel like as I'm looking at this card, she feels much more in control than she did last week, okay? So for those of you that are watching regularly, it feels like we're actually pulling the pieces together, right? To me, it almost feels like all of these things, like the birds, the wolf, the cougar, even her feet and hands, are being drawn towards her body, drawn towards the corporal being or the physical body that she exists in, or the physical life that she has right now, right? When that sort of a union takes place, to me, something very magical and beautiful happens. And just having read her story last week, I know that she's a shaman who took a lot of mushrooms, and I'll read you guys her story so you can understand that. To me, last week she felt a little bit trippy, right? A little bit disproportionate or out of whack. But it was still in this pursuit of her word, which is healing. She's back to say, my opinion is that I feel like this card is saying to us, okay, so we're just connecting the dots, we're bringing things together, we're figuring our place in the world, we're figuring how it works, we're figuring what makes sense to us and what brings about our healing. Remember, yet the grounding stones too also tie into the imagery here of the underpinning grounding stone is that word happiness, and then yesterday's was wisdom. I think that this is all part of sort of where these elements are pulling together for us to create this healing space. When we're looking at Maria Sabina's card, which is healing, and then we have perspective that we've seen the last 2 days, how do we heal our perspective is where this takes my mind. How do we heal or change our perspective enough so that we can understand things almost as they truly are versus maybe how the ego perceives them, right? Our ego may be a little bit more worried, anxiety ridden. I certainly go through that from time to time, but Maria Sabina to me feels like she's telling us, like, relax, enjoy the ride. Even if things don't feel completely under control, don't worry, sort of there's a plan and we are a part of it, an integral and central part of it. And that plan is coming together. Do you see what I'm saying? To me, I feel like instead of floating in the middle like I did last week when I saw this card, I now feel like she's sort of centered herself and she's drawing it towards her. There's a difference, there's a shift there, right? She's more sort of in charge versus trying to put the pieces together. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys can see it. If you can, if you see the difference or sense the difference, please let me know, because to me, I really do feel like today she's empowered, she's drawing in her connection to the natural world, her spiritual self, her physical self. She's bringing that about, right? It's almost like, to me, I feel like she might be demanding it or expecting it versus last week when I looked at this card, it felt like we were maybe seeking it or searching for it, scrambling a little bit, the energy felt, but I think we're a step ahead this week. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. All right, so let's get to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And by the way, just a little shout out to 2 of my Patreon subscribers, Laura and Jen. Both of them bought me these decks as gifts. So they are to be thanked for all of October's readings, because without them we wouldn't be getting these readings from these decks. So thank you to Laura and Jen. All right, so let's see. Oh, wow. We haven't seen this one. New one, new one. Another master number, 44. Doesn't even need to be boiled down. Yesterday we had 3 and 8, which makes 11. This is beautiful because this is 44. It's a straight up master number, meaning there's clarity. I mean, I just take that from the 44 right out of the gate. Instead of having to blend a 3 and an 8 to make an 11, this is like, no, this is very clear. This is supermoon and this is attraction, guys. What did I just say about her pulling it in? She's drawing the energy into her. She's bringing it together. She understands her place in the universe. Now, for those of you that don't feel that way, right? Maybe, and there's nothing wrong with not feeling that way, okay? Like I said, take what you need and leave the rest. And if this doesn't make sense to you, you could be on a different trajectory. But with my readings, what I want to explain is that this energy is out there for all of us, right? That's why it's the daily forecast for the greater collective, right? For everyone. If you want to shift your perspective and look towards these energies, they are out there seeking to sort of connect with us and gift us with what they have in store, right? So if we choose to put our attention and our intention towards them, we can create them. We can indeed attract them, right? With this supermoon energy. What I love about this is boom, you cannot deny this moon. This moon is like, hello, I'm here, wake up. To me, the moon is always representative of our shadow side, also our intuition, our more subtler voices, our subconscious. And to me, also, the moon very much represents our more feminine natured side, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. I feel like with this moon and it being a super moon, it is very powerful, not to be denied. The master number 44 also speaks to this idea that this is about mastery. We saw that 11 yesterday. We see the 44 today. Something's being told to us, I believe, I hope. And I hope you guys are aware of it or can seek it out and find it if you're not. The supermoon to me feels like, again, what I was just explaining in Maria Sabina is she's drawing the energy towards her. She understands the energy exists. She understands she's connected to it. We are connected to sort of our universe and the world around us. We play a vital part and we can kind of tap into that and begin to attract what it is that we want, right? So let's read these definitions real quick. And then we'll pull the grounding stone and tie that in really quick. So, Maria Sabina, Miss Healing. I love that she keeps showing up. I think that this is a really good time for us if we utilize it. Oh, this is the wrong book. Hello. Welcome to my world. Early Morning with Dan. I'm reading out of the wrong book. All right, Maria Sabina. What ails you seeking help and helping others? Maria Sabina, who lived from 1894 to 1985, who could not read or write and lived in poverty in the mountains of southern Mexico, is considered the greatest shaman, poet, or wise one, Chota Chine, of the Mazatec language. She improvised her chants during psilocybin mushroom ceremonies, say that 10 times fast, performed to heal the sick. Her rich spiritual vision was informed by her native Mazatec beliefs as well as the Catholic faith. So I think that she also blends faiths there too, which is really beautiful, right? She takes from whatever it is that she needs within the universe and she creates and connects herself. But nothing, to me when I look at this card, she's not holding on to anything so tightly out of fear, anxiety, or worry. She understands the greater scheme and how it all flows. So tap into that and allow that freedom to sort of take hold. Now, supermoon attractor or attraction. All right, 44, supermoon attraction. You can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready for opportunity. Avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your body or mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. I can attract what I wish and repel what I do not. A supermoon is a full moon that is the closest distance from the Earth in its revolutions. It is also referred to as a peregrine moon. The supermoon looks huge in the sky, and being so close to the Earth, it influences the oceans more than usual, causing more extreme tides than are normal. I'm just going to pause here and give another little take on this. To me, when I think about the moon influencing the tides, guys, imagine how our body is I think it's 94% water. And to me, water always symbolizes the emotions. So emotions are attracting things for us right now. So we should be monitoring our emotions and where we're at emotionally, because the supermoon can have that effect on it. These changes in gravity and force are certainly noticeable. And for most people who follow the cycles of the moon and do magical workings aligned with them, it is the energy of supermoons that is most important. It is if a normal full moon gives us an opportunity to have rocket power under our intentions, a supermoon greatly magnifies this energy into a supernova. If we are growing, we all want to attract experiences into our lives. This can be positive relationships, a lifestyle that suits us better, clarity, love, prosperity, creativity, the list goes on. Equally, we also perhaps wish to be able to repel the experiences we don't want. It is important then to not just know what we want, but to be able to recognize what we don't. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. Blindly attracting everything we think into our lives rarely makes us happy, but being focused about it does. This card also suggests that we think globally and for the quote-unquote whole. If you are making intentions on the supermoon, include one for the planet. Companion stone or metal is magnetite. Alright, let's pull the grounding stone. The grounding stone always represents as something that we want to sort of ground in as we're working our way through the day. And this is give. And this is on carnelian, which I love this color. This is our first chakra, which is where our survival information, how we connect to the planet. I love that first thing I noticed is the color of the grounding stone matches the color of Maria's shawl. So I really love that. When I think of give is similar to sort of generosity, but giving is where can we give, not only to ourselves, but to others, to our life in positive ways, giving to ourselves towards that happiness that underpins this. When and what do we give that creates more happiness for us? When I think of this attraction supermoon card, what can we sort of give to our attractions, to our desires, to our hopes and our dreams to sort of make them become closer or more real, right? Thinking of that, where can we sort of give to our world in positive, high vibrational ways to sort of make this sort of healing, the happiness that we're seeking, all of that stuff come to us. I believe that it's out there for you. You just need to seek it and be willing to give, your attention to it and play your role in the grand scheme of it, your part in it all. Right? Because we all do have very much a part in it. My crystal broke. So upset. So I'm using these little pieces. And it's a bummer, but it is what it is. Let me just clean that up. Sorry. Okay, so I'm all tidying up while I'm on video. What am I doing? Alright, that is your forecast for the day, you guys. I hope it makes sense. Please leave me a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. Share this with any of your friends. Subscriptions are so important. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Once I do, I will then have chat functionality. And I also have some ideas for some contests at that point where I'll be giving away some decks. So I look forward to doing that with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you're watching me on YouTube, please go over and like my business page on Facebook. All of that should be linked. And if you are watching this somewhere on Facebook, please go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm also available for private readings. If you have any questions, email or message the Facebook business page, and I can answer any of those questions that you may have. Have a beautiful day today, guys. This is really, and we have to remember that Gertrude Stein's original card from Sunday is underneath all of this, which is that perspective. There's a beautiful chance here to shift our perspective and change not only how we're fitting into our world and seeing our world, but also what we're giving out and getting back. It's a very cyclical, beautiful thing. That is your forecast. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.